Well guys, we were hearing Captain America Brave New World was going to have some major reshoots, and now we're hearing huge parts of the film could end up on the cutting room floor. Let's talk about the latest report coming from the set of the movie, what's going on, and why one of Marvel's long-awaited villains that was set to appear seems to be getting clipped out. Now before we do that though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring that bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC videos, and we want to be your place for all the superhero news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you are really in the know. Well, as many of you know, the upcoming Captain America 4, which was recently retitled Captain America Brave New World, was originally set to release this summer. In 2013, we got hit by a bunch of Hollywood strikes from both the Writers and Actors Guild, effectively shutting down Hollywood. This caused Marvel to do a huge realignment of all their projects, and luckily for us fans, I think it caused them to look at a lot of these projects in a new light, because while this was happening, they saw a whole nother set of challenges that had kind of gotten out of hand. Ant-Man and the Wasp failed, the Marvels didn't do very well, and a lot of the response to Marvel products was a bit, well, lackluster. Now, Captain America Brave New World is currently headed into some major reshoots. And we're not talking a little period of time. There are reports coming in that indicate that the schedule is going to run from May until August. Almost 4 months, which is sometimes how long it takes to shoot an entire movie. Now, initially we heard this was focusing on action sequences, but quite honestly, given how long these dates are, I suspect some major changes to the story. Now, this is where Can We Get Some Toast chimed in, and like we always like to say, he's an anonymous scooper, so we take it with a huge grain of salt, but if they're doing a revamping of this project, this kind of does make a lot of sense. Now, as many of you know, the Serpent Society was spotted on set during the filming of the project last year. This had lots of fans pretty excited because the classic Captain America villain was going to feature WWE superstar Seth Rollins. Now, according to Can We Get Some Toast, this whole section of the movie basically been completely dropped. That's right, the whole Serpent Society apparently has been cut from the movie. Apparently, the Serpent Society scenes were part of a major action set piece kicking the whole film off in the first act. Very similar to the kickoff of The Winter Soldier, which saw Steve Rogers and the Black Widow face off with Baltrock the Leaper. So this gives you an idea of where they were fitting into the larger project. They definitely weren't the main villain, but they were going to be the kickoff action sequence to start up the film. Now, there are some reports that Rosa Salazar's Diamondback could find her way into the movie some other way, but if they cut the sequence out in the beginning, I highly suspect her part will also end up on the cutting room floor. Now, what do we think of all this? And honestly guys, I think it's probably a good thing. This movie is already jam-packed. We have the return of the leader, we have Harrison Ford playing Thunderbolt Ross, who's supposed to turn into the Red Hulk. We're going to have a brand new Falcon in Danny Ramirez. Carl Lumbly is set to return as Isaiah Bradley, as well as several new heroes, and even Liv Tyler returning as Betty Ross. Seeing that the main storyline really does appear to be an offshoot from the She-Hulk series where they did get a sample of his blood, I'm pretty sure adding a whole supervillain group was simply too much for the film to carry and ultimately would have made it confusing. Now, what they replace this opening action sequence with, that's up in the air, but I do highly suspect whatever it turns out to be, it's going to tie closer into the main plot and not involve a bunch of villains, particularly ones fans have wanted to see for a long time, kind of getting a one and done scene. Honestly, this is something that has bothered me with Captain America villains. Both Baltrock the Leaper, although he did come back recently, as well as Frank Grillo's Crossbones, have been completely underutilized. So if they're simply not wasting these villains in this movie, I think this is a pretty good idea and something fans should support. Now, as of right now, Brave New World is set to hit theaters on February the 14th, 2025, just a little more than a year from today. Once these guys get back in front of cameras, I do suspect we're going to get some more set shots, more information, and probably an idea of what's going to replace this section of the film. We'll try to keep you informed.